favorites, with Vegas spreads basically daring fans to look away by halftime. Josh Allen versus a rookie quarterback behind one of the league's most criticized offenses was supposed to be a mismatch so obvious it barely deserved airtime. Analysts called it a tune-up game. Fans called it a blowout before kickoff. But halfway through this game, the NFL world had to do a double take. Because somehow, someway, the rookie everyone questioned, the quarterback people said wasn't ready, was standing toe-to-toe with one of the league's biggest stars. And not just surviving, he was outplaying him. And that's when social media exploded. Because this wasn't supposed to happen. Not here. Not now. Not against this team. And that was just the beginning. From the opening drive, something felt off, and not in Buffalo's favor. Cleveland wasn't panicking. They weren't playing scared. The offense looked composed, rhythmic, and strangely confident for a unit that had been dragged online all season. And at the center of it all was Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback who spent most of the year getting blamed for everything that's gone wrong. Bad protection? His fault. Missed assignments? His fault. Losses? Somehow always his fault. But against Buffalo, that narrative started cracking almost immediately. Instead of holding the ball forever and getting swallowed by pressure, Sanders was decisive. The ball was coming out fast. Routes were timed. Throws were sharp. And with every completed pass, the confidence grew. Not just his, but the entire offense's. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, Josh Allen wasn't lighting it up the way everyone expected. That's when the stats started circulating. At halftime, Allen had barely cracked 80 passing yards. Sanders over 100, with a touchdown. Let that sink in. A rookie quarterback, operating behind a line that's been called historically bad, had more passing yards than an MVP candidate leading a Super Bowl contender. And once people noticed, the reaction was instant. Clips started flying across social media. Side-by-side stat comparisons, shocked reactions, fans asking the same question over and over. How is this happening? And the answer wasn't luck. The moment that really flipped the conversation came from a play that doesn't even look impressive on the stat sheet. Sanders took a quick drop, felt pressure collapsing from the edge, subtly slid up in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, and delivered a strike on a timing route before the defender could react. No scrambling, no panic, just calm execution. That's the stuff casual fans miss, but quarterbacks don't. And it's the exact reason veterans watching this game started paying attention. Because poise like that doesn't come from scheme alone. It comes from processing speed, confidence, and trust in your reads. And Sanders was stacking those moments quietly, drive after drive. But of course, critics were waiting for a mistake. They got one, technically. A pass glanced off the running back's shoulder pads, popped into the air, and landed in a defender's hands. Interception. Immediately, the same crowd that hadn't watched the play flooded the comments. Rookie mistake. There it is. Not ready. Except anyone who actually saw it knew the truth. That ball was catchable. It hit the receiver, and it should have been secured, but box scores don't show context, and Sanders didn't flinch. No visible frustration. No panic throws on the next series. Just right back to work, commanding the huddle like nothing happened. And that's when it became clear. This performance was different. One of the biggest reasons this game felt so unfamiliar was the play calling, because for once, Cleveland actually helped their quarterback. Instead of endless deep drops behind collapsing protection, the offense leaned into what Sanders does well. Quick outs, screens, designed rollouts, rhythm throws that let him get comfortable early. And shockingly, it worked. When you give a young quarterback answers instead of problems, good things happen. Sanders started finding receivers in stride. Third downs were getting converted. Drives were being sustained. And suddenly the Bills' defense was stuck on the field longer than they ever planned to be. That's when the conversation shifted again. Because this wasn't just about Sanders holding his own. The Cleveland offense looked functional. And that hadn't happened in weeks. But just as momentum was building, everything froze. Late in the second quarter, Sanders took a hit and immediately started shaking his hand on the sideline. Trainers surrounded him. Cameras zoomed in, finger injury. And for a moment, the entire stadium held its breath, because Cleveland fans have seen this story before. A promising moment cut short, another what if, another setback in a season full of them. Sanders disappeared into the medical tent. Social media panicked.